Here are our babies in the brooder. We've got 13 chicks in here at the moment. They're about 10 days old. They're a mix of breeds. We've got light Brahmas, the big yellow ones here. We've got, hey baby, we've got Wyandottes here, the brown ones, a little Orpington at the back there, and the little yellow ones with the feathers coming in, they are Faverolles. Let's play a game of guessing their gender. It is a little bit early, the exception being the Faverolles. You can start to figure out what gender they are because they have a difference in colour depending on if they are males or females. But let's have a look. Let's start with this little one here. So this here is a blue laced red Wyandotte. It's got a single comb there rather than a rose comb. I googled this because it was unexpected. I expected a rose comb, and apparently it is a recessive trait. So we've got this one here. It's got quite a big comb for its age. It's also got quite a big tail. I think for now I'm going to say it's a boy. We also have this little Wyandotte too. This one's got a rose comb, also got a tail. I did find generally with the other Wyandottes that I have had as chicks that they tend to be slower feathering if they're boys. So at the moment I'm going to say this one is a pullet. Our last Wyandotte to show you, this one is also a blue laced red one. Oh, you got a little wet head. This one has the rose comb coming through, no single comb. Also got a bit of a tail. It's actually really hard to tell with these Wyandottes, but I think she's a pullet. Moving on to the light Brahmas, we've got this big guy here. I call him Guy just because these chicks are so massive. Look at their feet. Look at their feathered feet. They are so cute. Oh, it's okay, baby. Pretty feathered out. A little bit of a tail there. This one has a rose comb. I know from a temperament perspective, this one's quite forward in its approach. So I'm going to say this one is a boy. Then we have this one here. Look at how different. This is also a light Brahma. Come here baby, much less forward in its approach, a little bit scared of me, still pretty big feathered feet, darker colours, just quite a long tail actually compared to the other one, rose comb, so nothing much to go on there. I'm going to say this one is a pullet, a girl. Another light Brahma here. This one is also quite big, hasn't got a lot of feathers. What sort of comb have you got, baby? Oh, hard to tell. You know what? I was going to say that this one's a cockerel because it's not very well feathered, but that comb's pretty little. Let's go with pullet. Next we have another light Brahma. This one has a big comb, and I can already see its wattles coming out. So from my perspective, definitely a boy. Interestingly, quite a long tail. So maybe tails are not a good reliable sign for light Brahmas. I've never actually hatched these before, so they're my first time. And the last one on the light Brahma, I've just got this one here. Also some wattles coming through on you. No, I think you're a pullet. And then moving on to the salmon Faverolles. First of all, I can tell with quite good accuracy, this one here, she is definitely a pullet. You can see the salmon colour coming in on her back, on her wings, and even more obviously on her front. So definitely got one little girl there. Again, look at those fluffy legs. And with the salmon Faverolles, look at her extra toe. Interesting. Next we have this little Faverolles. This one is a boy. See that larger comb coming through? That's one of the key characteristics to look for. The other characteristic to look for is the black feathering coming through. See how this one's got black coming through, particularly on its chest. Also you can see it's quite a lot darker on its back as well. There. So yep, that's a little rooster. Here we have another Faverolles. This one here is also a little boy, same as before. See the predominant dark colouring coming in, especially on his chest. He also has a bit of a comb coming through there as well. Not as big as the other one, but that colouring is a dead giveaway. And our last Faverolles, this little one here, I couldn't really tell with her at first because I was confused. Look at her black markings. She had the black stripe on her head and also on her back, but her feathers have come through salmon. So and she doesn't have much of a comb there either. I'm pretty confident that this is a pullet. And our last little one, who really doesn't like to be picked up, let's see if I can grab you, is our Orpington. Okay, here we go. Look at that, and look at those legs. This here is a little Orpington, and I've raised a few of these. I am pretty certain this one is a little boy, mainly the size of the comb. He's also not particularly feathered, which is pretty consistent with what I've seen in other Orpington chicks. So there we go. So they're 10 days old now. Those are my pics. For those of you who know chickens, you'll know that for other than the Faverolles breed, it's pretty difficult to sex chicks at this age. But hey, I've given it my best go. Let's see how accurate I was. We'll check in when they're a little bit older and see what we think.